Alright, Narcoteers, Agent Sebastian here in Japan at Costco. Now, why would I go all the way to Japan just to go to a Costco and inspect the carts? Great question. Now, for folks who've been in Japan, they know that especially in the city, a lot of the grocery stores are little neighborhood markets. You might get a little hand basket, but that's about it. They really don't have the full-size carts. And the places that do have the full-size carts that are Japanese only tend to have the coin system. So for sake of doing an apples to apples comparison, we're going to look at the Costco carts here, which are up in this big parking structure. Let's see, do Japanese people return their carts better or worse than Americans? Let's find out. Not a posted, with posts, metal barriers, but obviously carts go here. Line of concrete there. Line of carts doesn't really belong there. We've seen that at other warehouse clubs where they kind of will pre-line the carts. The cart collectors will, to make them easier for retrieval. Now let's note, we're going to see, it's in the US. There would most certainly be carts over there, in between the spots. We are seeing here in at least one Japanese Costco, whether that is the case. Oh, there'd be all kinds of carts in there, right there. So far, so good. Oh, that would be a magnet for carts. Let's look at this lady. She's kind of found what I wouldn't say is an ideal situation. Again, it's one of those lines where they kind of set them off to the side. But I don't even think, oh, they're still loading, so they're not done yet. We'll see though. Again, this is just an observation this in. We're not in uniform, we won't be doing any actual busting of perpetrators. If we happen to encounter them, we may ask questions if there's enough English spoken. But again, this is simply observing and reporting. So far, really, really good. There's a the only warehouse club like this that I'm familiar with is actually in San Francisco. They have a Costco there that's got a little bit of a deck to it. Nothing there, nothing there. I don't think I've ever done any busts there, per se, but this is not an unheard of setup. Yeah, these warehouse club work. Uh-oh, there's one. We found one. No, it's not a terrible placement. Oh wait, no. He's still unloading. Now we might leave it there, we'll see. This guy's coming back to who knows where. Is he going to cart return over here? Pardon me. Let's see. The only cart return on this floor is where we just came from, over these spots right here. This guy going all the way back. And then, yeah, this would all be absolutely littered with carts in most of the lots we go to. So far, so good. Oh yeah, walking all the way back to that area, and he was way down there. So, Narcoteers, as predicted, this is a pretty uneventful, again, observation mission. We're not going to be doing any kind of bust, like I said, so we'll see about this guy. That'd be so easy to just leave that there. Not really a big deal, it's not a parking spot, but we'll take a look here in just a moment. This looks like he's about done anyway. Yeah, I guess these are just, look at that. Just like we see in America. But here in Japan, they actually pay attention to signs like that because they're useful and accurate. It is safety and security. Not only for yourself, but all those cars and pedestrians around you. The thing too I've noticed while in Japan, is a sort of a side note while we're waiting to see what happens over here, is it's a car alarm that's gone off. Is just walking around Tokyo downtown, I don't hear that, but in intentional honking form. You walk around, especially New York City, Midtown Manhattan, it's just horns, horns, horns all the time. But again, not accidental like this car alarm, fully intentional because they think that's going to get someone to move somehow for them, which of course it never does. But just sort of a side note, it's more quiet, more calm, more orderly. What a cool little van. Quiet, calm, and orderly. much like everything. People say, well, it's different. It's, oh, look at this. Hi, how are you? Hi. It's over there, that way, the carts. I don't know if he would have left it there. I mean, he could have just left it there, but he was still looking for a cart return, and off he goes. I don't know if he knows any English. Look at this lady. Smaller lady. That's fine. Of course. 2 carts, and where's she going with them? In the U.S., it would have been right over here, or just off in the closest spot out of the way. She's going to walk, I believe, we'll see, I'm predicting, all the way back to that cart return area to dump those. And we'll just double check here. Look at that. You go, girl. Look at her. Again, so Narcs, as predicted, this is just an observational episode. Pretty boring by cart Narc standards, but hey, that's what we always talk about. I would love it if life were more boring and I could move on to other things. But for now, at least in America, our services are still needed. So given that, let's go look at some fun Costco items, huh? All right. Since we're doing some voiceover and looking at things on camera, I'm going to do my best impression of How To with John Wilson on HBO Max. As you can see, Costco in Japan is pretty much like America. They got clothing, free samples, dried quail eggs, too. Costco in Japan has pretty much everything in English, so it's easy to get around to buy purses and contact lenses and get your eye tested. They even have art, which I've never seen in America. That's pretty high class of them. Andy Warhol to Banksy to whatever this cat is. It's knowing Costco, it's probably a really good deal. You even have a cool viewing window where you can watch all the food court items getting prepared. You got pizza, looks like home fries there. Here, I'll show you the menu. You can see food court's packed, just like in America. You got a lot of the same things: hot dogs, pizza, ice cream sundaes, chicken nuggets, and potato, I guess. For reference, current exchange rate's about 140 yen per dollar, so you can see prices are still pretty darn good. And one thing about their carts I want you to see how the wheels have those little grooves on them, those little stoppers on each side. That is so they can go up these escalators without fear of falling and wiping out customers. Well, there you have it, Narketeers. It as expected. And you can just kind of look around. I mean, this is obviously, we're in a sort of suburban mall area, but this is a just overall cleaner, more well-kept. People are dressed better. By the way, no one was bringing any animals inside the Costco. There weren't anybody trying to do the whole emotional support BS. So good for them. By them, I mean the people in Costco and also all of Japan. Cart Narcs out.